Hey guys, what's up? Wow, I have makeup on. I feel like a pretty princess, I'll tell you. Okay, so my most popular video is how Zoloft changed your life. And it's really funny because I really did not think that was going to skyrocket into some crazy view count because I literally had just been on the treadmill. I had some weird little epiphany because at the time my friend had just treated me like shit, and I was just I was running and trying to get all of that energy out, and I had some weird epiphany and I wanted to make a video. So I put a little bit of makeup on, went upstairs and just filmed it, and then it has like 100 and I don't know, something thousand views. It's ridiculous. And it's funny because I like looking at the comments. Of course I get a lot of nice ones. I get a lot of people asking for advice, but of course there are the people that think I'm on meth or crack or other drugs. I didn't even know much about meth until Breaking Bad, but that's a different story. All right, we'll get into that later.
Speak into the mic, bitch.
I wanted to respond to people and tell them why I no longer take medication. At least for now, I'm not taking anything except for smoking weed, but that's my only defense right now against anxiety, except for everything I've trained myself to do, like breathing and just taking a second and taking a step back and lots of other things. I want to make a whole video on how I calm myself down. But first, I want to address people as to why I don't take any medication and why I still think that Zoloft changed my life and was a big, huge deal. The Zoloft story is interesting because it was so miserable for the first month, just like all antidepressants have been for me, just disgustingly miserable. It just made me more suicidal, just so much worse. But then after that first month, I became so happy that I almost was like weirded out with how happy I was, because it never was that easy for me to be just naturally happy. And then Zoloft allowed me to do that. And I was just feeling so fantastic. And that's why I made the video of how Zoloft changed my life, because I was just doing so fantastic. I'm still a firm believer that Zoloft can work for many people and antidepressants can work for many people. However, as with many medications, it comes with side effects. And I made in one of my videos where I talk about how Zoloft made me gain weight, I expressed how there were so many different side effects, and I talked about the side effects. So my big problem with Zoloft was that it made me so hungry all the time. And I already have an eating disorder. And one that I haven't discussed, I've had a problem with being obsessed with food. And so when you just add that side effect on top of it, I'm ballooned up, okay? I'm ballooned up like a freaking elephant, and I gained 60 pounds. I was still taking Zoloft, but all that happiness disappeared because I was so depressed with my appearance. And the food I was eating was not helping me either. So when you take medication, you can't just rely on just the medication. You have to be working out, eating healthy, doing all the natural things that people tell you to do to counteract anxiety. However, I was not, because I was so obsessed with eating food. I was constantly eating Olive Garden, In-N-Out, stuff with cheese on it, basically. Anything with cheese on it, I'm down to eat that. I love cheese, all right? I could make a whole video on just how much I love cheese. Because Zoloft didn't work for me and I had gained all that weight, and then I needed to lose all that weight again, I took on other medications and tried those out. I mixed medications, I took small doses, I did all these other types of medications, like antidepressants. There's one that's called SSNRI, I believe, that my psychiatrist had recommended to me, and that was the last thing I took. I honestly don't even remember the name of the medication because I've tried to push out so much of the negativity that medication has brought to me. And I don't want to sit here and just talk poorly about medication because it can do wonders, but it's all about beating those side effects that come with it too. I think out of all the medication that I've tried, Zoloft is the one that worked for me the most. And if I could go back and control that eating, I am sure that the Zoloft would have continued to work for me. And I don't know. actually. It's just tough when you are so overcome with that side effect, that hunger that gives you. The last medication was a mess. I've been honestly in like a weird clouded state ever since I lost my dog Bear, because he was my like therapy dog. He was what really got me through a lot of issues. And it just, I don't know, I felt like a poison in the air ever since he's passed. And I haven't really been able to move past that yet. So since that was on top of it, and then I was moving, which is just, it's a nightmare for a person with anxiety like me, because it's putting me out of my comfort zone. There were some family issues going on. So I had lots of stuff that was contributing to me being upset. So I can't fully blame the medication that I took. But this medication it just didn't work for me, and it made me worse. Because what happens when you take antidepressants or anything to help with your anxiety that is like a long run type of medication, it affects you really badly when you first take it. The first month is just living hell. All of your emotions are exaggerated even more, which is, how is that even possible? Because with anxiety, I already overreact, I already overthink, everything is exaggerated. So you can just imagine how this was just a nightmare. Yeah, the side effects started to happen of that first month, and never saw that silver lining that I saw with Zoloft and other medications with this medication. And so I just started to spiral again. I've gained weight again because I came off the pills, and then I was just upset with myself, and I was using eating to balance out my depression, when in reality, eating is just making it worse. It's just a whole mess. But in the end, that's why I'm not taking medication anymore. I'm just very sick of the side effects that it comes with. I like to know more of what I'm putting in my body. We don't know everything that is in those pills. And the fact that they can just completely make you into a different person, like I was when I was a junior in high school and some fucker prescribed me with Seroquel because he said I was bipolar, which I'm not. So that messed with me so much. I became a zombie. I was like a shadow of the person that I was. It was really creepy. I was sleeping like 12 hours a day, and it was just a nightmare. To end this video, I am a supporter of antidepressants. I'm a supporter of medication, because people like me and many people in the world do need it, because sometimes you just cannot get to a point where you can even function, because that's how scary mental illness is. You just lay in bed and you feel completely frozen, honestly, in life. Like you can't do anything. And medication is just that little bump to help you get back on track and hopefully, live a better anxiety-free or just mentally ill-free life. However, I have discovered marijuana. I use that whenever I feel like I'm spiraling out of control. However, I do say that with marijuana, it's also tricky, because you could be smoking way too much of it and then just kind of become unmotivated to do things that you need to be doing in order to move forward in life and to get out of bed and all that stuff. So if you rely on weed, you gotta cut that shit out. Basically, that's me saying that to my old self, because that's what happened. You have to be able to find a natural way to be able to handle all of your anxiety or all of your depression. Basically, when it comes down to it, I've realized that, yeah, medication can be great. Drugs of any kind. Oh, okay, not of any kind. Holy crap. Let's not get into that. Drugs can be great, all right? Drugs can be really just a nice savior when you're struggling and wanting to kill yourself every day. There are pros and cons to everything. And at this point in my life, I'm trying to get back on track. I'm trying to be able to exercise, eat well, get out and see friends, but I'm not relying on medication to do that. I mean, weed for sure doesn't allow me to get out and see friends or get up and do stuff. It only helps me in the moment when I'm like really anxious and I just need to breathe and calm down, and I feel like I can't do that myself. But if I were to take medication, I would have to go through that month of like the trial period when your brain and the medication are working together to become one. Is how I like to describe it. I don't want to go through that. I don't want to go through the side effects that come with medications. Stuff works differently for everybody. Medication is really great if you're at a good point and you feel that you have a great support system and you can handle that month and you can get on top of those side effects. And I am not completely against it. One day maybe I'll try medication again. But right now I'm just really tired. I don't want to go through the trials and stipulations of, does this one work? Oh, no. Okay. You just went through hell for a month, but we're going to take you off of it by making you take it for 2 more months so you don't just stop cold turkey. Oh, and then that's a living hell too. So let's get you on this other medication. Hopefully this one will work. So that's what's shitty, is that there's no like, hey, you have this, so this is the medication that you should take. It's all just like, hey, these are all the medications in the world. Let's try this one and this one and this one and this one, because they don't have set medications to set illness. I mean, they have medications that help certain illnesses and help certain problems. It's not like if you have a rash on your face. That's not even as close to having a mental illness, but just bear with me. I'm trying to use this as an example. If you have a rash on your face, you go to the doctor. The doctor's like, hey man, this is the rash that you have. This is the medication or the ointment that you need to put on it to make it go away. None of that. We don't have any kind of set solution when it comes to mental illness. It's just, everything is up in the air, and that pisses me off. This is where you have to whip out, your dick? No. Calm down. We're not whipping out dicks today, okay? We're whipping out our courage. Courage, dicks. I don't know. Which one sounds better? Probably the dicks. I'd take dicks over courage. I don't know. Dicks and courage. A courageous dick. Just a courageous penis flying around. Okay, we're getting off topic, all right? Look, medication. This is literally the sum up of this video, is this sentence right here. Medication can work great, can work wonders, but I'm not on it right now because I'm tired of the side effects and going through the trial and stipulations of everything. That's it. I still think Zoloft can change lives. I still think that there are lots of benefits and of course lots of cons that come with it. So it's up to you what you want to do when it comes to your medication in your life, and talk to your doctors. Really do your research, because antidepressants are great, but they're scary. Anything like that, anything that is just changing how your mind works is really scary. Thanks so much for listening, you guys. If you want to check out more of me talking about how crazy I am, I actually just started this new podcast called Inside Crazy. Either people think that is the weirdest title for a podcast, or they think it's absolutely brilliant. It's up to you. I think it's good. I'm it's a podcast where I'm literally just talking. It's just me, and I'm crazy. So it's Inside Crazy. Is that good? Yeah. Okay. And that'll be it. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next video, because I'm uploading more lately because I've been doing great. Oh, yeah. I can actually put makeup on. Who fucking knew I could do it and be fine and just film a video? I haven't done that in so long. Point 1 for JJ. Fuck you, anxiety. Get the fuck out of my face.